guys, my name is Courtney Budzyn and this is What's for Din. By popular request, you guys wanted me to show you how I make my homemade raspberry jam recipe. It's so easy, you guys. You don't even need a recipe for it, but I'm going to show you anyway. After I made my triple layer chocolate cake recipe with the mascarpone raspberry frosting, you guys freaked and you wanted the recipe, so you ask and you shall receive. So let's go over the ingredients. Of course, you're going to need some raspberries. Big surprise there. And I'm using frozen raspberries. Don't freak out and say, ugh, frozen raspberries. It's actually better to use frozen because they're picked at the peak freshness and they're preserved that way. If they're sitting out, like if you get raspberries just from the store that are sitting out, the pectin that's inside of it that helps thicken when we're making the jam kind of diminishes after a while. So it's better to use frozen, at least in my opinion. You're also going to need some lemon juice. I'm just using juice from half of a lemon, and of course some sugar. I know it looks like a lot, but we got a lot of tart raspberries that we have to level out with sweetness. That's all you need. So now we're gonna go over to the stove and we're gonna pump the jam. Yeah, pump the jam, pump it up.
Pump up the jam, pump it up, I pump it up, yo pump it, pump up the jam, pump it up, I pump it up.
Can we do that again? So when I make jams, I like to use a heavy bottom pan, and I'm using a Dutch oven, and no, not the kind that your husband does to you at night when you're trying to sleep. And the reason using a heavy bottom pan is better is because it distributes the heat better, and so it makes sure that you're not gonna burn anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my raspberries, or raspberries, that's what my husband calls them, I don't know why. And I have my heat on quite high because I actually want this to almost boil. Add my sugar, give it a stir. And they just came out of the freezer. You don't have to defrost them or anything. They're gonna break down anyway. And I'll show you what it looks like once they've broken down enough and they're simmering. As you can see, my raspberries have broken down quite a ton, and that's exactly what you want. It only took about 3 minutes to get here, but now that it's simmering like that and it's on high heat, I wanna continue to slowly stir it because you don't want any of that sugar to caramelize at the bottom of the pan. And if you get a lot of foam at the top, you can also go ahead and skim that off. I don't usually get a lot of foam, so I don't even bother skimming it at all. So I just keep this cooking for about 10 minutes or so on high. It really depends on how thick you like your jam to be. I like mine really thick, so you can do it for less time if you don't like it as thick. It's really up to you. So you can see my raspberries reduced by about half, and that's how thick I like it. So like I said, it's all up to you. So now I'm gonna add my lemon juice. And what the lemon juice does is prevent bacteria from growing when it's in the refrigerator, and it also helps in the gel formation. Now keep in mind, I used a lot of sugar, and if you plan on using less sugar than I did, then it's not gonna last quite as long in the refrigerator because the sugar does work as a preservative here. So you can see this is the finished product. It's already super thick, but it's gonna get even thicker because now you have to let it set in the refrigerator. And I like to put it in a jar that's similar to this. And I actually made this a few days ago because I wanted to show you guys how spreadable it actually is. I made a piece of toast just to show you. Watch. Look how perfect that spreads. I mean, there's no butter on here or anything, and it is, you don't even need it because look at that. And it should stay good in the refrigerator for a minimum of 2 weeks. Just use your better judgment. If there's mold on it, throw it out. The jam is so good. I always buy a really good quality jelly, but once you make your own homemade, there's just no going back to buying it. So if you want this recipe, just look below in the description for all the measurements and the written instructions. And if you did like this video, don't forget to smack that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have many more recipes to come. And as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and we'll see you next time.